Someday somebody should make a 30 for 30 on how much the 2008 Celtics cashed in on that one championship.
Hey,
Doc,
but they had
Doc
two
specifically.
finals runs though. They made it to the finals in 2010. You think KG doesn't get hurt in 2009? They're probably back in the finals in 2009. It was a good like 5 year stretch. If
Mm.
LeBron James doesn't go off in that game six in 2012, they might be in the finals in
Yes,
2012.
Yeah,
yes.
that's true. That's true.
It was a good. It's one championship, and that's all people are going to remember. But it was a solid 5 to 6 year
It
run,
was. It was. You didn't
and
want
they
to play
were
Boston.
yeah, you didn't want. I was gonna say, and they were kind of like dominant. They not dominant, but they were like you didn't want to play them. You
Yeah.
knew like it
You
was
were
gonna
in
be a
for it. When
dogfight.
that defense would lock down and they passed the ball so well, my guy Rondo was killing it. I mean, I love Rondo. Y'all know how I feel about him. And after all of that, I still don't think Doc is a bad coach. I don't know, man.
We
I
gotta
don't
get
know,
you over to this.
man.
Yo, I used to think like you. I used to think like you. And I don't know, it was like that second to last Clippers season, or maybe the third to last Clippers season. I'm like, you know what, man? Everybody, I think everybody's right.
I
Where is the adjustments? You're giving up a lead. Why aren't you calling a timeout?
I
And you
don't
know
think
what?
he's a bad coach. I think he should have like cashed out when he was on his high. I think his time has passed, and he should
Yeah.
have just cashed out when he was on top. And it's like you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And that's kind of where he's at. He stayed around long enough to see himself become a villain. He should have just cashed out on when he was on top and rode off into the sunset. His time has kind of passed. Offensive has changed. The NBA has changed a lot. And maybe he stayed the same, which has kind of hurt him.
You want to know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is right now. He's eighth all time in wins amongst coaches in NBA history. He's behind Phil Jackson. He's behind George Karl. He's behind Pat Riley. Everybody that he's behind of except one Greg Popovich is not coaching. So maybe he's just doing this to climb that list. And if people are stupid enough to hire him, you know what? I'd take the contract too. You know what I'm
Yeah, it's
saying?
free money. You're
It's
giving
free
it
money.
away.
I will
Oh,
say this though. I will say this. He has, and this is going back to the championship year in '08. I followed that Celtics team intensively because KG is one of my favorite players of all time. Like, period, hands down. It's Mike, KG. I love Jimmy Butler, I love Ray Allen, and I love Vince Carter. But when KG was over there, I was like, Boston was like my second team. They were giving up leads then.
Yep.
They were
hmm
Yep.
giving up. They
hmm
gave up a lead in Game 7 in 2010. They should have beat the Lakers in 2010, but they gave up. I think it was a 13-point lead. They had in the third
Yep.
quarter. They gave up a lead in Game 7. And this is a game
Doc,
that Kobe Bryant played bad in. If you guys remember,
Yep.
he did not have a
Yep.
good game.
Kobe
Doc,
played
Doc
bad.
has
And
been doing.
if you remember those series, they went seven with the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. They should have never
Mm-hmm.
been seven with the Atlanta Hawks in the
No,
first round in
but
2008. And then the next series, they went seven with Cleveland. They went
They did.
six with Detroit, and then I think they went six with LA. So like
They did.
they were squeaking out of some of those series. They
Word.
didn't win. They didn't win a game on the road until like the conference finals. I think. I think they lost
You're
all the
right.
home games
You're
against the
right.
Hawks. That's how they went seven. They lost all the home games against Cleveland. So
And I'll give.
Doc's been it's been in there.
It's
It's
true.
been
That's
there.
very true.
I'll take it a step further. He was the coach of the Orlando Magic once upon a time. He had a 3-1 lead. Blew that. Blew
Mm.
that. It's been going on his whole career.
His
And
defense in that
here's this.
case. Oh no, go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead.
No,
It's
go ahead,
really
Mike.
quick. Derrick Rose's rookie year. That's probably the best first round series I've ever seen. They had no business going seven against that Bulls team, and that Bulls team
hmm
took them 7 games. And I think that series had three overtime games.
They did have three overtime
That's a
games. Doc's defense in that Magic series, though, is that they were the worst team. They shouldn't have even been up 3-1.
bro. Do you know the one that killed me? Maybe this is what you're talking about. Like when they beat the Spurs. The Spurs are coming off their NBA titles 2015. They knock out the Spurs in 7 games. And then they play the Houston Rockets with James Harden and I think Dwight was on that team too.
Dwight and Josh Smith.
Yeah,
They
I
were
think Corey
up
Brewer.
3-1. They were up 3-1 against a
They blew.
James Harden led team.
They blew Game
And
Six, and James Harden was benched in the second half. They blew the game winning.
That's it. That's when you talk about the story of his career. That's the one. That's it. That's it. That's the one.
Damn, I think you talking me off the bandwagon. I like Doc, but the proof is in the pudding. He's been doing it forever. We just went back to 2007, rookie Rose, and here we are almost 20 years later. Damn.
Shout out to Doc, man. Where'd he go after LA? He went to Philly.
He went to Philly. That didn't work out. That was pretty bad. The Philly run was pretty bad.
They were up on Miami with a chance to get to. Was he there when they lost to the Hawks too? Yeah, he was.
The Trae Young.
Yeah,
I think he was there for
yeah. So that's the year they lost. That's the year they lost to the Hawks.
Damn.
They supposed to be in the conference finals that year. It would have been done.
2020. It was 2021.
Yeah, yeah. The Bucks.
I wonder how many 3-1 leads he's given up.
It's the
in his
Magic.
career.
It's
He had
the
one
Lakers,
when he was in Orlando.
the Magic, the Clippers series.
And a couple with the Clippers. I mean, we could even go in with the bubble. Come on, y'all had everything. So I best team all year. That was a terrible coaching job.
They
They did
did
not
go
have those
through
guys
one
ready to
bubble.
play.
That's 3 right there that I remember off the top of my head.
That's just,
And Mike, and look at Mike's face every time we bring it up and he remembers how it went.
yeah, it's bad, man. That's bad. I can't even defend it anymore, man. Damn. Wow.
But that Celtics run shadows everything else when you really think about it on the surface. You just think about how well that Celtics was a well-oiled machine
It really
when
was,
they were
man.
Yeah.
running.
Perfect storm.
Was.
If they don't win the 08 championship, he's just a good coach though. Like the 08 championship is going to get him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, for sure.
And I have no problem with that, by the way. But if that doesn't happen, that doesn't happen.
Doc Rivers right now, as of today, has 1,118 career wins. He is less than 100, maybe 30, 40-something games away from overtaking Phil Jackson at 7. Phil Jackson has 1,155. Okay. He probably won't catch George Karl this year at 1,175, but that's who's after that. And then Pat Riley's 5th, 12-10.